Hey guys, welcome back. Today, I was doing some of the maintenance on all the isopods Saturday morning, and I found one of my isopods, one of my newly acquired isopods, one of my most coveted isopods, recently had some manca. So I thought, hey, perfect, let's do some footage, and let's talk today about that isopod. So let's get to it.
The wonderful species in question today is Porcellio bolivari. And this outstanding species has really started to become more readily available in the North American trade. And I, for one, can say that that is truly awesome. They have been on my must-have list for a couple years now. So when my isopod pushers / friends over at Species Canada acquired them, I made certain that I was first on the list for some of their offspring. Incredible coloration with a vibrant stripe down the center of the perion. True classic Porcellio form, massive antennae, makes this a highly coveted display species. The spectacular large Spanish species is one of the true giants in terrestrial isopods. It hails from the Bernia Mountains in eastern Spain. This species is found generally within the rocky crevices of the limestone rock faces. Porcellio bolivari was described by Dolphus way back in 1892. Now currently, the genus Porcellio contains roughly 200 species and numerous geographic variants or species that have yet to be described, and some more than likely even discovered. This massive lumping genera has vastly different appearing species, so I am quite certain that when someone takes a closer look into the assemblage within this genera, we should be prepared for massive reclassification. Porcellio bolivari does share many of the similarities with some of those other large Spanish species. But one can easily tell that they differ greatly from, say, Porcellio scaber or Porcellio laevis types. Much work will be needed to tackle such a project. I started with a group of 10 juveniles several months back. Now it must be noted that for most, if not all of the large Spanish species, that the offspring truly needs to be left with their mother for far longer than a lot of other isopod species. The large Spanish species make exceptional parents, and offspring are taken away too early often languish or falter. This is what I believe to be an absolute critical factor in having success. The species is known to be somewhat delicate and does not tolerate stress very well, so it is of the utmost importance that one prepares their new home well in advance and allows the environment to mature a bit before adding new pods. I tend to always have a couple of bins ready to go at any time should the need arise, and a species crosses my path that I just must have. The addition of springtails will help boost and start the biological process, similar to that of cycling an aquarium. Now the jury is still out, as culture on this species from others is greatly varied. Being a large Spanish species, one would generally be inclined to care for them in similar fashion. Fairly dry, with very good airflow. However, in the experience of my friends at Species Canada, they as well as I have confirmed, at least for us, that the culture of this species is more akin to that of a cubaris. Much higher moisture content, and the addition of far more limestone pieces or something similar such as coralline rock. I can attest it was very difficult for me to keep spraying the culture down weekly, knowing from experience with other large Spanish species, but honestly it has been an integral part of my success. The addition of dolomitic lime, coralline rock, calcium carbonate, limestone, etc., these will help maintain an alkaline environment, which I believe to be tantamount. My friends over at Species Canada have taken it even one step further and have been experimenting watering their cultures for more calcium-dependent species using strong alkaline water. It must be working very well for them. Just think for a moment about species that generally inhabit rock caves or rock structures. Their moisture would be derived primarily from water trickling down or through the rock faces, eroding the surface, and as it does, it would move a dilute calcium constantly to them. Same way the process for stalactites and stalagmites are formed within caves. Once one can respect their environmental needs, I find Porcellio bolivari to be easy to care for, room temperature, and well-ventilated bins. Being Porcellio, true to form, their protein needs are slightly higher than some other genera, so I tend to feed dried minnows and fish food. I feed it sparingly. As well, I often add small bark pieces with natural mosses and lichens, and all seem to be taken with vigor. They tend to be a much slower growing species than, say, Hoffman's sagi, and with maturity being reached still within their first year, mature females can produce clutches of up to a dozen manca, and they can be observed herding them through their environment. They make exceptional parents. I truly do love the giant Spanish isopods, and bolivari is definitely no exception. So hopefully, this may inspire you to search them out, to add them to your collection. As always, my friends, thank you kindly for watching. Until next time, take care.